Jersey Jim joins us from, I believe, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. You, Jim, are the face of NHL media coverage. You don't even know it, but you're going to tell our viewers what's it like to go straight from the Stanley Cup Game 7 to Vegas in the NHL awards and the draft, man. You're doing it, eh, Jimmy?
Hey, Rod, thanks so much for having me back on the show. Yeah, I mean, in the airport right now in Dallas-Fort Worth. Stopped back in Jersey just to do laundry and get a change of clothes after Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Tired as anything, but this is the life you chose, the life you live. And I'm loving every minute, enjoying every moment of this, taking it all in. And to be there in probably one of the loudest buildings that night in Game 7 between the Oilers fans and the Panthers fans, and to go to Vegas for the NHL draft is just going to be amazing. Great experience.
Good for you, man. It's a dream come true. And for those that don't know, you and I have not only talked every day, we've talked multiple times daily along this road. But I want to throw this at you, Jim. People are writing in over the past couple of days saying Game 7 wasn't that good of a game. I don't agree. I was cheering for the Panthers. Serena was cheering for the Oilers, so we had vested interest. But you were kind of a non-biased observer in the barn. Did you think it was a great game or not?
I thought it was a hell of a game. I thought it lived up to the hype of Game 7. I mean, look, to me, obviously first period a little tight, but they played a really good game, like, to be honest. And then the Panthers did what the Panthers do in the third period. They just locked it down. And I understand people, they don't like it. It's boring. But it wins hockey games, right? You knew the minute when the Oilers pulled the goalie and the puck went in the corner, they were just going to bury it. That's what they did every series. Oilers had their chances. Florida played great defensively. The rush game, back and forth. It was an exciting game. It was a thrilling game because you thought the Edmonton Oilers could tie this game and force overtime. You really did, but the breaks that they got in the first three games that were able to tie this series up in games 4, 5, and 6, they just didn't get in 7 because Paul Maurice got that team believing just one game. That's all we have to do is play one good, solid defensive game, and we're winning the Stanley Cup. And as I said to everybody yesterday when I was talking with a bunch of guys, it doesn't matter what the Oilers are doing, backs up against the wall, this mentality. When something else is on the line besides your playoff lives, the what if starts to come into your head. And I'm not saying that it was in their head, but you could see they were running out of gas. McDavid did all he could, but they just ran out of gas.
The Panthers certainly weren't worried about what ifs at all because they had a big what if gorilla on their shoulder, and they did not play that way. By the way, Jersey Jim with us from NHL Full Press. Last one on this. What was it like, Jim, to be on the ice after the game amidst all the aftermath?
I mean, the commercial, I keep going back to it, right? The guys talk about no words. It's really like a feeling that you never experience. Sorry. Literally no words can describe it. Like, lifelong dream for me.
Sorry to make you cheer up, bro.
No, it's just
not cheer up.
It's one of those things, right? They tell you when the guys are winning the cup, they have no words to describe it. It's unbelievable. Talk to see Zito, Billy Lindsay, our buddy, right? The look on his face. Oh my God, the guy. He was, we hugged. He cried a little bit. Zito was so emotional, and I asked him about how it felt. Same with all the players, just to be on the ice, to see the cup handed around, see what the families are doing, the players. Just so cool to be there and to be a part of that circle. Just awesome.
Okay, well, I'm just going to ask you one more before I let you go. Well, no, maybe a couple more, but you sent me the photo of you and Billy Lindsay. He's my guy. I just talked to him this morning. Just tell me how that all... He's the Florida Panthers great and the radio color guy. What happened there?
So I was walking around and Billy was around, and obviously he was doing his stuff for NHL Network, but he was just soaking it all in and soaking in all the moment, and I saw him. And he's like, hey, Jimmy. And I was like, hey, Billy, congratulations. We just hugged it out. And then I was like, yo, let's just get a picture just to document everything. And he was cool about it. We were just talking, what it means for him, to see the organization, the team he spent his whole career with, been there through the ups and the downs, seen it all, and to win That's just so cool to see guys like that, right? Like Bill Lindsay, Mr. Florida Panther, right? I have Kenny Danico, New Jersey Devil, Mr. Devil, right? You see it now, and you get it, right? And the way they did those things, and it was just awesome. The emotion on everybody's face. I got to talk to Anthony Stolar as a Jersey guy. He was so emotional about it. All the guys were, and that's what it matters, right? That's what winning the Stanley Cup is all about. And these guys just know words to describe it. Same with Bill Zito. When I asked him how it felt, he was just like me before. Like took probably a couple minutes to collect his thoughts because he knows what it means, right? All the hard work it went in for the Florida Panthers to win this Stanley Cup. You know, first team since Pittsburgh to lose and then win it the next year. You know, blowing a 3-0 lead, not wanting to be on the wrong side of history. Place was loud, the loudest I've heard it all playoffs, all final. You know, obviously there were a lot of Oilers fans there, but the Panther fans came out in full force. I said it before, I'll say it again on the show. Florida is the state of hockey now, with 3 championships in the last 5 years.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt. It's a great place to be. You're going to the draft in Vegas. Let me just wind it up with this. What are you expecting in Sin City this weekend?
A big party. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, it's going to be a big party. I expect some movement to happen. I think there's going to be some picks in play. I know New Jersey's dangling their pick. You know, could Seattle move around Utah? I know. You know, we've already seen the goalie trades. Obviously, Markstrom, and thank you for the credit on your show. I heard everything. Thank you again for that. But I think, you know, Allmark's moved out. I think, you know, Gustafsson could be in play, John Gibson. I think there's going to be a lot of movement as we head into this. I think we're going to see more movement this year than we did last year in the first round. And, you know, I think, you know, we're going to see maybe some interesting things happening. You know, maybe like say New Jersey, for instance, moves to 10th overall pick. What are they going to get for it? Could they get a defenseman, a forward? They need a lot of things still. So I expect there's going to be some movement this year, unlike last year where everybody just stood pat.
Jim, when it's over, you're going to sleep for a month at least, but it ain't over yet. Safe travels and enjoy Vegas, man.
Hey, thanks, Rod. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure to be here. And yes, rest is in order for sure.
Okay, thanks for the time, brother. Jersey Jim Biringer from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport on his way to the NHL draft had been at Game 7 of the Stanley Cup.